Hey, welcome to Tools on Tech. So, if you're sending any type of messages like Slack messages or email messages, and you keep track of that with things like waiting for or task lists, then you might have noticed that you don't always get a reply, or even if you get a reply, it either takes long or you get a bad reply. Now, this really annoyed me when I got started with productivity, because why is this happening? I'm sending out perfectly fine emails and I'm not getting any response from people, or at least I'm getting bad responses, I'm getting half responses. And one of the main reasons is people are busy. And that sounds like a trivial cop out there, but this just happens. There's a lot of mail coming in, not everything gets respond. People go like, I might do it tomorrow. And people forget a lot. And I was super annoyed by that when I got started because I kept track of everything. And then I noticed that half of the mails I send out didn't get any reply. Now, I can improve that. I learned how to improve my reply rate on it, but I also started to accept that I just have to remind people over time. So a mistake I made in the beginning was that I would send people emails with too many topics in it, meaning that I would ask for a couple of things. And the reason this is a problem is because the people are busy. So if you get just one question, they are like, oh, I can type an answer to that, and you get like your reply straight away. But if you do like 4 or 5 things in an email, they'll look at it and go like, oh, this is some work. I need to schedule that. I might do it end of the day, or I'll do it first thing tomorrow. Problem is, not everybody is super organized, has a task list, and even worse, still be getting a lot of mails during the day, not just from you, meaning that it ends up in the pile somewhere and you won't get your reply. So if at all possible, try to keep it to one topic in the email, and it's maybe better just to send a couple of emails so they can use their inbox as a glorified to-do list. Another thing that I used to do was that I would just write too much. So I would just dump my brain into an email and not shorten it in. And that means that the other side, the party that's receiving, needs to do the work. They need to read it, analyze, find out what your questions is, and there's a lot of chances of misinterpretation there. And to quote Mark Twain in this one, sorry for the long letter, I didn't have time to write a short one. It's much harder to write a concise message to someone asking exactly what you want than just rambling on and letting them figure it out. Over time, I figured out a couple of things that I should be doing, and one of them is to send people links. So if you send someone and you ask like for access, or you want a review on a document, or you want them to look at something, then include a link towards that thing. If it's a Miro board, it has a URL. If it's a Notion page, it has a URL. Send them a link so then they get the email. They can just click the link, immediately see exactly what you're talking about, and then help you out. It's a small thing, but it helps a lot because you know what you're working on, but they don't know. So they need a lot more time to get to the same point. Now, another thing that I use these days is that I send people simple choices. It's been proven that things like polls work because people only get a couple of options and you can just click one. So if you want to know something like what color should this button be, don't say like what color should it be, but go like, I did some research and I know that it's going to be either green or red, and which one do you think is best? And you will get quick responses, and if people have details to add, they will add it. Don't worry about that. It will help the conversation along. Now, another way to help busy people is by giving them a good indication on how much time they need to invest to help you out. And saying it's going to be 5 minutes doesn't really work because you don't trust that. If you get a questionnaire saying like it's 5 minutes, you go like, yeah, doubt. So what you should do is you should tell the amount of work. Go like, hey, can you review this document? It's 1 page. Or can you review my code? It's around 20 lines of changes. Shouldn't take more than a couple of minutes. That will give people an indication so they can look at your email and go like, oh yeah, this is the amount of work that I need to invest. So now we're going to get a little bit Machiavelli on the last tip. And I got this one from a project manager. She was very good at her job. One of the things that she did was she would send out an email to people and not only say like, hey, I need your decision on this, but also say like, hey, after 2 days, I'm going to do Y. And what that meant was that if she didn't get a response, after 2 days, she would just move along and get things done. And by putting the deadline in, you put a little bit of pressure on the other party. And if they don't care and they don't respond, you can just keep working. And this is an excellent way to move things along, and where you want to move the action towards the other person. Instead of constantly reminding them and asking them if they want to make a decision, put your preferred decision in the email. Another bonus on this one is that for a lot of things, people don't really care. They just want to be informed. So you can pick what choices in there. So you can control where this thing is going to go. And that gives you a little bit of power, which is good because you should be knowing what you're talking about, or at least did the research. So let's dive in a couple of real world examples. And one is, for example, I need access to a GitHub repository. For those people that are not developers but watching this, a repository is where you put code and you want to have like access to read it or change it. Now, GitHub user fields, you can click there and you can view it 9 out of 10 times, but you can't change it. But you can copy the URL and send that straight to someone and say like, hey, I would like access. And then you can make it even better by putting the manager that needs to approve this in your email. They know like, okay, at least the manager's informed. If it's absolutely required, you can even like send it towards your manager first, but make it so that he can just straight up forward it to the right person saying like, this is okay. That way you move things along because you bring down the thinking. The person that needs to give access only need to click and add your name. Be sure to add your email, whatever username you need. Give them all the information they can give. It's better to give a little bit more information. They can easily ignore that than too little and they have to come back to you, ask for it. Before you know it, you're on another day. Now, another example on decision making. So I already talked about button colors, but let's for this time pick something like payment terms. You did some research, payment terms is 30 days, and you can put that in an email and get a quick response on that as well. So you would email and saying like, hey, I did some research, payment terms should usually be 30 days. Is it okay that I put that in the invoice template? And if I don't get a response in 2 days, I'll just go ahead and put that on as a default. That not only makes the choice simple, it's either 30 days or somebody has to argue why it isn't 30 days. It shows that you already did some pre-work so they don't need to think about it or do their own research. Bonus points if you link towards that research so they can double check if they like it. Here's a tip. They probably won't because they're busy. So as soon as there's a link, they might click and just go, oh yeah, that looks official, fine. And finally, you put a deadline on it. So you said like, hey, if I don't get a response in 2 days, I assume I'm right. I'll just move this thing along. If they don't care, if they're busy, you put it on. And in this case, I'm also keeping in mind that making a template or something like this, you can probably change it pretty easy the next week. So I would put the due date pretty short. I might maybe even like end the day, I'll switch to this. Because, you know, worst case that happens is somebody comes back in it on 2 weeks in and then you change it at that point. It's a 5-minute job. And if you put the right links in the email, even if you get that in 2 weeks, you should be able to click your own link and just go straight to the template, make the adjustment, and it will be like a 30-second thing and you can keep going with your day. And then the final example is getting feedback. Say, for example, you designed a flyer, then you're gonna go like, hey, I made this flyer and I want you to have a look at it. I would send out an email and add, for example, an image of the flyer so the person can look at it straight away and go like, is there any feedback you want to give on this flyer? You might want to help people along in their thinking process by saying like, do you like the heading text or do you like the color, or like put anything in there that gets them into thinking mode. Don't worry about the fact that you'll zoom down on one point. The thing is here to get people thinking. If you talk about one topic, they'll look at that and they'll get into a thinking mode and they'll almost automatically make comments on everything because they got started. It's a bit of a mind trick, but it works. Now, if this video was helpful, be sure to send it to other coworkers. Make sure they get efficient replies on their emails as well. And remember, you're awesome. Keep it up.